The Italian Job is an arcade-style racing game that was released for the PlayStation in 2003 that was developed by Climax Entertainment and published by Eidos Interactive. And the game would also be known as the Italian Job LA Heist in the Australian region. And this game would take a direct inspiration and influence from the movie that was released around the same time, that focuses around many of the story elements seen within the game, but also offers up an arcade mode where you can play a more traditional style of street racing. So the game gives you access to not just the iconic minis seen in the movie, even the classic minis, but you do have a variety of other cars and areas and tracks that you can unlock, but you will only be able to gain access to them as you progress through the various different modes within the game. The game itself would also not just see a release on the PS2, but it would also be released on the Xbox and the Nintendo GameCube in the same year. And with regards to the game modes, you have access to an arcade mode where you can just do your traditional street racing, but it will also allow you to unlock additional features, cars and various elements that are reflective of the movie, so that can allow you to progress further in the game. But you also have a career or story mode in the game, or a campaign mode, that will allow you to complete a variety of different missions where you'll have to complete various objectives, and these objectives would reflect various parts seen within the movie at that time, from getting from point A to point B to complete a certain task and vice versa. So it takes many influences from the movie in general, and if you have watched it, it is a fun movie in its own right. Now I have to say, going back over the years, I enjoyed it myself personally. I actually really liked the movie. Even the iconic movie way back with Michael Caine, that's another classic as well. So generally it is a lot of fun all round. Plus the Mini Cooper for the time, even the classic minis, I think for me personally, because I love cars, the minis looked awesome, so they did look really, really cool. But the game during the story missions would allow you to perform races around different types of tracks, and you could also perform stunts for points that would definitely give you an advantage towards different aspects in the game later on. And the game would comprise of racing around city streets and open-ended environments, more almost like open world style environments, and you have to contend with other racers, but also you have to deal with oncoming traffic and live traffic, if you will, that will hamper your progress. So you will be racing around like small tight alleyways, racing down up and down stairways like you would see in the film. So the game tries to reflect that. But even while the game does have some really unique elements, it does fail to deliver on some aspects, because again, visually the game wouldn't be as well fleshed out or as polished compared to other races seen on the system, and the handling at times can be a little bit on the fiddly or clunky side. But it does have a very fast-paced element to it, so the game is fun and it's quite frantic to enjoy in quick bursts, but it, at the same time, can be quite difficult. It will probably take you a few tries in general to get used to the various track layouts, and again, a lot of it requires luck to make sure that you don't crash or that you don't hit any traffic that could get in your way. So you just have to learn the layouts of the tracks and just hope for the best, really, as such. And that's the case with a lot of these games. Graphically, it's definitely not as well polished compared to other races seen on the system at the time as well. It just feels like a lot more of a low budget entry, more specifically, even though this isn't a low budget game really as such. But it's a decent racer, not the most polished, but it does offer some fun elements, fast gameplay, although it could have been a wee bit better fleshed out in terms of its controls. But it definitely has enough unique appeal and challenge that will keep you playing for a while, and if you're a fan of the movie, you will get some enjoyment out of this. It is a good, decent title at the end of the day that, in my own opinion, I think is worth a try, especially if you like more open world style racers. So I would love to know your thoughts on the Italian Job for the PlayStation 2, if you have played this game at all, and if so, what did you think of it back in the day? Or are you even a fan of the movie as well? So I'd love to hear whatever story you do have of it, so be sure to share it in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to be updated with future videos. And if you would like to see more content on the channel on other racing games that was also released on the PS2, then you can check out this playlist here on screen to see more of those games in action. And I will see you all in the next one.